The end of the glass ceiling. It will end not because women will finally make it into the top ranks of the Fortune 500 in significant numbers, but because most women will stop caring, and so will men. Generations X and Y will give up a lot to achieve balance in work and life, something the older generations were not willing to do. So advice like, "Don't leave gaps in your resume," is simply unsupportive and unrealistic. Young people need to cope with inevitable gaps in clever, new ways. The end of the grind. More and more people will choose a career because they love what they do. People will want to work to be part of something larger than themselves, and as a path to personal growth. People will choose a career as a way to keep the job of raising children from becoming dull and alienating. The end of consulting. All workers will feel like consultants, so the term will be useless. Employers will decrease costs by encouraging consulting rather than long-term salaried employment in the office. Employees will push for this to get more flexible hours. This is not a large leap given that younger workers already feel no long-term loyalty and tend to be project-focused instead of job-focused. The end of the stay-at-home parent. Both men and women will look for flexible jobs that accommodate child-rearing. Many younger women have already rejected the idea of sacrificing time with their children to a relentless, high-powered, long-houred job, and men are following suit. The most fulfilled moms tend to be those with a flexible job that accommodates young kids in a way that doesn't make the mom crazy with guilt or stress. Like women, men who plan to stay at home with kids actually plan to work part-time too. So the question, should you be a stay-at-home mom, is not all that useful to the men and women of this generation, first because it is gender-specific, and second because it is too black and white. A more relevant discussion is how to plan for shared parenting and flexible work to accommodate raising children. The end of hierarchy. Pecking order really only matters if you are working at the office all day, reinforcing ranks, so the less time people spend at their desks, the less they will care about rank. Young people have no interest in climbing ladders when they know they probably won't be working at one place long enough to hit every rung. The classic career topic of how to get a promotion will become irrelevant. That's not what today's employees are after. The younger generation of workers cares more about personal development and honing job skills they can take with them to their next job or career. The new workplace emerges at a time when psychologists are just starting to quantify what exactly makes people happy. The new worker will respond to this data quickly. Happiness Studies 101 is the most popular course among Harvard undergrads, and the research is infiltrating every discipline imaginable. Here's a sample of the research. You only need $40,000 to be happy. After that, what impacts your happiness the most is your personal relationships. So ladder climbing advice like pay your dues does not ring true to workers who believe money doesn't matter that much. What young people are looking for is advice about how to get interesting work without giving up a personal life. If you recognize yourself in this new workplace, then this book is for you. If you don't feel that the old, typical rules of business should apply, then the advice in this book is for you. This book will advise you on how to be successful at work, knowing full well that the definition of success has changed radically, so the rules have to change too. The advice in this book would not have applied to the workplace 15 years ago. Tips like, use harassment to boost your career, differentiate yourself by staring at the wall, and make a strategic move to your mom's house, all provide tactics to get you what you want from a career in the 21st century. This book is for a generation that asks for more from their work than anyone has ever asked for in history, a generation that is making new roadmaps for new careers. This is a guide to getting the things that the current generation cares about from a generation that doesn't understand that. This book is about achieving success on new terms. My own work life has unfolded in a way similar to many workers in the new generation. I was lost, but then I learned how to get what I wanted from my boss, and I used these new rules to make adjustments to fit both my personal and professional lives. My resume depicts a successful marketing executive, serial entrepreneur, and widely read business columnist, but my story began in the sand as a professional beach volleyball player. I spent 3 years training 12 hours a day to get to the beach tour. I worked insane jobs that accommodated beach hours, and I often went hungry when rent was due.